Hey, good morning, class 6 students. So, today I'm going to teach you from the poem The Old Brown House, chapter 11. Now, first I will read the poem to you and then I will explain to you. The old brown house looks over the fence in a weary sort of way. He seems to be saying to all who pass, "Well, folks, I've had my day. I'm simply watching the world go by, and nobody seems to mind," as they are dashing past in their motor cars. A horse who is lame and half blind. The old brown horse has a shaggy coat, but once he was young and trim, and he used to trot through the woods and lanes with the man who was fond of him. But his master rides in the motor car, and it makes him feel quite sad when he thinks of the days, when he thinks of the days, yeah, that used to be, and of all the times they had, and of all the times they had. Sometimes a friendly soul will stop near the fence where the tired old head rests wearily on the topmost bar, and a friendly word is said. Then the old brown horse gives a little sigh as he feels the kindly touch of a hand on his mane or his shaggy coat, and he doesn't mind so much. So if you pass by the field one day, just stop for a word or two with the old brown horse who was once as young and as full of life as you are. He loved the touch of his soft young hand, and I know he seemed to say, "Oh, thank you, friend, for the kindly thought, for a horse who has had his day," by W. F. Holmes. Now, I will explain uh, the poem to you. So, let's go back to the first page. Okay, now the poem tells us about the tale of an old brown horse who is now past his prime, means he's turned old, very old. He is no more young. He has seen better days when he was young. Okay, just like me, I am turning old. But when I was young, I have seen better days and I was strong. But same way with the horse. Now he has grown old. He stands near the fence and looks over as if exhausted and tired. He looks over everything. He looks totally exhausted and tired. He seems to be speaking to the people. The horse seems to be speaking to the people by standing there, who pass by the field that he had his day. And now he was just watching everyone going about doing their jobs. Now he's retired. He said, "When I was young, I did everything, and now I'm seeing people just going and doing the jobs, unconcerned about the horse's existence." These people are just going and doing their own job. They never looked at the horse because now he's turned brown, old, and nobody's bothered about him. No one seems to be bothered about the horse, for now they drive the motor cars and no longer need the services uh, of a horse. More so if he is old, lame and half blind. Okay, a lame and a half blind horse can give you no services. So he is useless. So he is left to fend for himself. Fend means to look after himself. His coat appears unkept now, whereas once he was well taken care of by a master who was very fond of him. When he was young, his master would take very well care of him and of his coat and keep him nice, neat, and tidy. But now he's turned old. His master drives the motor car, and no more the master bothers about the horse. See, so now the sands of time have rendered him useless. His master chooses to drive about in a motor car. This is what saddens the poor horse. The horse feels saddened now. I'm turned old, I'm turned blind, I'm turned lame, and my master doesn't ride me anymore. He rides a motor car or drives a motor car. As he had grown old and unfit, his master was also obvious through his presence. His master knew that he's growing old and is becoming unfit, so I cannot use him anymore. That's why the master bought a motor car. So once in a while, when a considerate person So he reminds us of a pleasant past. He thinks about his present past and the time he and his masters they spent together, and he used to feel very nice about it. But now, once in a while, when a considerate person, when a good, kind person comes along, and he happens to pass by, and he notices the horse over there standing in one place, and he puts his hand and he speaks a kind word too, soothing the horse's agony, the horse's pain, the horse's sadness. The person touches his mane or the shaggy coat. The horse, the horse lets out a sigh, for he doesn't mind this act of kindness, just like he doesn't mind others' indifference. So when someone comes and notices the horse and they touch his sagging coat, the horse feels good. Now, as the reader moves towards the end of the poem, as we move towards the end of the poem, the poet asks the reader, you and me, to stop for a while. If he or she happens to pass by the field where the old brown horse stands and speak a few affectionate words, the poet remarks that the horse was once as young and lively as the person. The horse would love the generous touch of a person's hand and would be much grateful for the kind concern shown to a horse who had his day. So, this is a very interesting poem. So, see, when you're young and beautiful, and people will love you, but when you and they'll care for you, but when you turn old, they don't bother about you. So, the moral of this thing is that people should look after us or look after things. So, for today, I'll teach you only so much, and in the next class, I will give you the question answers. So, have a great day and bye for now.